Hello everyone, welcome to Level Change channel and also to this code Greenland today, where I'm going to show you how to use and how to set up the cockpit camera views on the Microsoft Flight Simulator. I'm going to show you how to save one specific camera and then how to load it, and how is my selection for the cockpit cameras on this simulator. So let's start with some configuration on the Microsoft Flight Simulator. Once you are on the Microsoft Flight Simulator, you can press ESC, the escape button, and then you need to come to the control options. So I pretty much use my keyboard to change my cameras. So I'm going to select here keyboard, and then after you select keyboard, make sure you come to the filter and you go all the way to the right or to the left until you see all, because you want it to show all the parameters that you can configure on the Microsoft Flight Simulator. Then, to make it a little more easier for you, it's better if you go on search and search by name and you type custom. Okay, that most probably will give you the options that you have on the screen right now. So for the camera and cockpit camera, you have the option to save a custom camera number 9 all the way to save custom camera number 0. That means you have the option to save up to 10 custom cameras. What is a custom camera? Is a camera that you will set up the position on the cockpit and you will save it, you will record it like that one. And anytime you press then the button to load the custom camera, once again from 0 to 9, you will have the camera at that specific location. Okay, I didn't change anything on the Microsoft Flight Simulator for the save custom camera buttons. So I have here with Control plus Alt plus 0 to save custom camera 0. I have Control plus Alt plus 1 to save custom camera 1, and so on. Why I didn't change? Because I only need to save one time, and then I'm going to use that saved camera when I'm flying. So it's not really a big problem for me to use these shortcuts, because I'm just going to use the time I need to save. Just a reminder for you, these numbers from 0 to 9, they are the numbers on your keyboard just above the letters. These numbers, they are not on the numeric keyboard, okay? So just make sure that you are using the numbers on top of the letters. Then, for the load custom camera, I change to my specific configuration. And how I configure my cameras on the Microsoft Flight Simulator, I use the same numbers from 0 to 9, but at this time from the keyboard. Okay, so if you wanna change your current settings here, if you don't have anything, or if you have something else, you can come here and select from the numeric key from 0 to 9, just like I did. To change this, you just click on it, and then you have the option to clear the current input, and then you press start scanning, and the first key that you press, or the combination of the keys that you press, is going to be, in this case, your load custom camera 0. So in this case, I'm going to press on my numeric keyboard the number 0, and you can see it says 0 with numeric on the side, which means I'm going to use the number 0 from my numeric keyboard. Note again, this is different from the 0 here on the top. When it says only 0, are the numbers on top of the letters. When it says num, which is the numeric 0, is the numeric number on is the keyboard, the numeric numbers, okay? And why I use this, and now I'm going to show you my configuration. So we have on the screen now my configuration. Just give me a minute. It was supposed to show you already. Yeah, here we go. This is my configuration. So I use 0 for the FMC plus the displays. I use 1 to see both FMC. 2 I use for the throttle. 3 I use to the pedestal. 4 I use to the left side. 5 I use to the center. Then 6 I use it to the right side. 7 I use to the autopilot plus displays. 8 I use it for the overhead. And 9 I use to the aft overhead. But how I select those numbers, and that's what I'm going to show you now. So if you want to use the numeric keyboard, what I did is to think about a center position, and usually a center position is the number 5. So what I did, I consider the number 5 as the center position for my cameras. So moving on, thinking about the panel's layout, I understand that on top of the center, I have the overhead, and on top of the overhead, I have the aft overhead. Once again, starting from the center, going down, I have the throttle quadrant, and below the throttle quadrant, I have the pedestal. Once again, starting from the center, to the left, I have the left side, which is the captain side, and again from the center to the right side, I have the first officer side, okay? So to make this happen on the numeric keyboard, I had to bend the most top one and the most lower one. So what I did basically, I took the aft overhead panel slightly to the right, but still on top, and I took the pedestal slightly to the right as well, but also in the bottom. So what means for me is that from number 5, my center position, I can use number 8 and number 9 to go up. Again, from number 5, I can use number 2 and number 3 to go down. And from number 5, I can use the left side to go to the captain view, and the right side to go to the number 6, right side to go to the first officer side. Okay, so number 4 for the captain, number 6 to the FO. You don't have to remember the numbers itself, okay? You just have to think about this sequence. If I want to go up, if I want to go down, if I want to go to the left, if I want to go to the right. So at the end, talking about the panel layout, I have this configuration. Once again, aft overhead, overhead, center, throttle, and pedestal, left side and right side. Then, after setting these 7 cameras, I realize I still have 3 numbers available: the number 7, the number 1, and the number 0, which gives me the option to select another 3 cameras. So I choose to select autopilot plus displays, which means the MCP plus the displays, 1 camera for both FMCs, and 1 camera for the FMC plus displays, and I can also see the autopilot on this one. So how I did? Thinking about the left side, which is the side that I usually fly the planes, which is the captain side. Thinking about the captain primary flight display and navigation display. On top of it, I have the autopilot. So I use the number 7 for the autopilot and the displays together. Thinking again about the PFD and the navigation display from the captain, if I go down, I will have the FMCs. So I use the number 1 to the FMCs. And the last one, the only available for the FMC plus displays, was the number 0. That's why you have this configuration here. It may look a little bit awkward in the beginning when I told you, but now you can see why I choose number 0 for the FMC plus displays, then 1 to the FMC, 2 to the throttle, 3 to the pedestal, 4 left side, 5 center, 6 right side, 7 autopilot plus displays, 8 overhead, and 9 after overhead panel. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to show you this configuration on my flight simulator. So let's go again. This is the flight simulator. Let's go inside the cockpit, okay? And this is my starting position. This is the center. So on the center, I can pretty much see everything, like autopilot, FS control panels, all the 6 displays, including the FMCs, and so on. But if I want to move up, what is on top of number 5 is the number 8, and what is on top of the center panel is the overhead. So it moves straight to the overhead once I touch the number 8 on my numeric keyboard. If I want to continue going up, I go to the left overhead panel with the number 9. Again, now I can start to come down number 8 and number 5, which is the center, my initial position again. Now I want to see the lower part of the cockpit. So below number 5, I have number 2. That gives me the throttle quadrant. And below the throttle quadrant, I have, with the number 3, the pedestal. Once again, I can go up with the number 2 and number 5. Now I'm back in my center position. I want to go to the captain seat. I press number 4. I want to go to the FO seat. I press number 6. Okay, this was just to show you that you can move around, but you can touch any of the numeric keyboard at any time, and it's going to give you straight away that camera. For example, if you want to go to the pedestal, you don't need to come to the throttle and then to the pedestal. From any camera, like from the captain side, if I press number 3, I go straight to the pedestal. If I press number 8 from now on, I go straight to the overhead panel. Just have in mind that number 5 is your center position. And then the other 3 custom cameras that I saved was number 7 for the autopilot. As you can see here, the autopilot plus the screens. So in this case, I can see the 6 screens and I can see the autopilot. Then I use number 1 to the FMCs. Here I have a good zoom on the FMCs. And number 0, I have the option to see everything. It's pretty much the same as the number 7, but the number 7 give me some external view here on the top. It's not much, but it's some external view. And the number 0, it's much less. And of course, once I select, for example, if I'm working with the legs page and the plan view here, I can come select plan view and then change the zoom that I want. And then I just zoom in and I can work with my FMC and my navigation display as well. So once again, at any time I need the aft overhead, number 9. Anytime I need the pedestal, number 3. Anytime I want to go to the center, number 5. Anytime I want to go to the right, 6. To the left, 4, and so on. So I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you know how to save now your custom cameras, how to load them, and how I specifically use those custom cameras inside the cockpit on Microsoft Flight Simulator. Thank you so much, and I see you another time, guys. Bye bye.